Okay, here we are with another Becoming a Modern Man, playing Bug Infect once again. And looks like we won the roll here, so we'll be on the play. Here's our hand. Let's resize that. So, and it's not the most exciting, but we do have the Blighted Agent, provided we can protect it, and enough punt spells to do a lot of damage. Punt small to 5. So I think we can keep this. Just gonna get a breeding pool agent. Decided not to run out the Blighted Agent immediately. Main reason is because play the red fetch, which makes me worried about burn spells, and if this Blighted Agent dies, don't really have a lot else going on. So I feel a little bit safer playing out the Blighted Agent with Vines backup. Then plays a Pride Mage, which is fine. Then she'll find a Glistener Elf, which is good. Completely done for if our opponent manages to kill a Blighted Agent. So our opponent tries to kill a Blighted Agent here with a Lightning Bolt. So we're going to use the Vines to protect it. Could have used actually mutagenic growth wouldn't have done it, would it? I think that was the only choice to protect it really. So here we can attack. Just play the land, so we can actually do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 infect damage potentially. But I don't think we're going to quite go for that. Just see what happens, and then play out our Glistener Elf. Attacks us for 3 down to 11. Opponent plays, which is quite interesting. But attacked, so he's not got any blockers. I'm going to attack him with both my guys. Use a mutagenic growth here to put him down to 5. Could have gone in, could have gone all in and tried to win it there, but instead decided just to get him to 5 and hopefully be able to wrap up the game next turn. Built one of the Blighted Agents. I've found a replacement here. He takes 3. There's a Magma Jet. I'm going to save the Blighted Agent. I didn't necessarily have to do that, but I feel like keeping the Blighted Agent around is probably for the best. I'm going to attack here, use my Groundswell, and I think that should wrap it up. Yeah. So my opponent obviously didn't have anything to prevent me from winning there, and managed to wrap up the game there quite nicely. So that was game 1. On to game 2. So here's our opener this time. Slightly awkward hand. Do have first turn Glistener Elf potentially. Gonna need a fetch land to find our colours, as we don't have black or blue. So arguably not the best hand to keep. We do find a Hierarch, which is nice. That means we can have access to blue, provided our Hierarch doesn't die, which is definitely a possibility. Maybe should have led off with a Hierarch. Not sure about that one. So causes difficulties potentially. Okay, so we found a breeding pool here. We play out a Blighted Agent, or both our Blighted Agents. And attacks for 4. Got quite a good clock on us with the Smiter. So we're going to have to try and pick up the pace if possible. Use Might Evolve Corrosa on one of my Blighted Agents, knowing that I've got Vines of Vastwood to protect it if necessary. And he's only got 2 mana open, so figure I should be able to protect it. And I think I'm going to use the Pendle Haven on the other Blighted Agent. So that's 7 Infect. So he's going to need to find something here. Takes me down for 5. I actually could have won with Vines of Vastwood, and potentially I'm generally quite conservative with the way I play, trying to play around things, but I think sometimes it comes back to bite you, as it did here. As now I've got my board wiped, and I could have won last turn potentially, depending on what if he had a path or not, or something equivalent. So yeah, sometimes it pays off to be a little more gung-ho. Someone plays a Guardian Seraph. It's quite an unusual card, but quite effective against actually. And yeah, I think we don't stand a great deal of a chance. I'm trying to make my Infect Nexus as big as possible, but it's just going to get blocked by the Stirring Wildwood, and going to be pretty much finished off. Don't have the black mana to play my Infect guy, and yeah, definitely regretting not going all in when we had the chance, as ended up in us losing the game there. So yeah, it definitely sometimes pays to be a little bit more pushy. I like to try and play around things when I can. Didn't think he would be playing Wrath or anything like that, so yeah, maybe a mistake there. So on to the third game. Here's our opening hand. Got a Crusader, Blighted Agent, a couple of Groundswells, and an Infect Nexus. Quite a nice set of Infect creatures. Just going to lead off with the Inkmoth. And leads off with the Amazon's Pilgrim. We draw into a Hierarch, which can drop out. And it hits it with a Magma Jet there. I'm fine with that. If he's using his removal on non-infect creatures, I'm pretty okay with that generally. Seems to be a good thing for me. I don't know if I could have played this better so that I actually had the Crusader on turn 3, but this works. At least hopefully it does anyway. So apparently Helix is the Blighted Agent. It's kind of annoying. Fortunately we've got a Phyrexian Crusader that could come down, and it can't be targeted by red removal spells, which seems to be the main removal in his deck. But as he's still stuck on 1 mana, and he's actually tapped out here, I'm actually just going to get in maximum damage with a couple of Groundswells on an Infect Nexus. So that's going to be 9 Infect, is that right? Yeah, so 9 Infect, which is very close to dead now. I'm going to attack with my Inkmoth, see if he's got an answer. Just have a path. Oh, this is where I tapped my mana wrong. I wanted to play my Crusader obviously afterwards, but that didn't quite work out. Our Crusader's impervious to path as well, so all his removal kind of, which is why I sided it in for this matchup. It's Day Judgment, but too little too late, as we managed to pick up an Inkmoth Nexus, which can do the last point of damage. Actually it could do quite a lot more, but yeah, managed to wrap that up against this green, white, red sort of mid-rangey big creatures deck, and yeah, quite a fun matchup, and learned a lot from playing this matchup, especially in the second game when it was a little bit too conservative, which ended up costing me the game, but we did manage to win out in the end.